Welcome to Start Before You're Ready, the podcast that proves that you don't need to wait for the perfect moment to begin your journey towards better health and happiness. I'm your host, Kelly Young. Remember, the first step is often the hardest, but it's always worth taking. Hey guys, it's Kelly, and I'm back with another episode of Start Before You're Ready. Today's guest is somebody that you will definitely know if you are part of the KBC community. But if you're not, you are going to want to know about her because she's a pretty amazing human being. She is a dear friend. I've known her for probably pretty close to 20 years. Her name is Kathy Curtin. She is a mom of 7. I have lots of memories we live in the same neighborhood, and I have lots of memories of the two of us being the only people at the pool for the entirety of the day because we had all these kids and we're like, we got to get out of our house. So it would be like the Curtins and the Youngs at the pool all day. But that's just one little tidbit. Kathy was actually part of our original Black Friday boot camp in 2008 and started as an official boot camper in 2010. There was a baby kind of in between. And now since she's been a boot camper, and she's not just a boot camper, she is an iconic superstar, and she's very, very humble, and she doesn't like the way I talk about her, but I see her through very rose-colored glasses. I just think she is really, really amazing and special. And I've learned so much from her. I've been inspired by her. I definitely, when I'm struggling with something or I feel like I have a little too much on my plate, I'm like, look at Kathy Curtin. Look what Kathy Curtin does. And she doesn't like that, but it's true. It's just, you're one of those people that inspire other people because you do take on a lot and you do it really beautifully with a lot of grace. So I'll say one more thing and then I'll let her introduce herself and stop shaking her head no, because this is all true. Anybody that knows her knows this is all true. Kathy's a great athlete, and that is not a requirement by any means for any of our students, but it's been really fun to train her over the years because she has not with other people. Maybe she's competitive with other people, but either way, it's a very, very healthy competitive, but she strives to be her best version of herself. And I think fitness is part of her identity. So I think that's been just a theme throughout is that she pushes herself. Like she pushes herself. I mean, if there's someone that I don't think is working hard enough, I want to be like, look over at Kathy, but not everyone can be like Kathy. Okay, Kath, I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
As you said, I'm a mom of 7. We live in the same neighborhood. I think that's truly why we crossed paths. I saw you one day at the pool and was like, wow, seems like she's got it together. Like you've got these,
and then
like,
you very
gorgeous...
quickly learned that no, she does not.
Absolutely not. No, you totally had it together. You had these beautiful boys at the pool. I probably saw you long before Lindsay was born, but whatever. I was drawn to you. And when I found out that you were going to have the Black Friday boot camp in our neighborhood, I was like, absolutely. And I grabbed my 5-year-old because who doesn't grab a 5-year-old and come to boot camp?
Curtin has to be at a workout.
So I just have been all in ever since. I mean, yeah.
Yep. Well, you're very team-minded and outside. You love the outside part. So it all really, really made sense. But I do remember when you first started, I think you were hesitant and I think you were, because you are the mom that does everything for your kids, but like are not going to put yourself on the list of like, take care of Kathy. What allowed you to make that switch? Like, what do you think it was that was like, okay, I'm going to let myself do this? What self-talk did you have to have?
Well, for me to be like fully in, it had to be like, and that was after, I guess after Elsie was born. So after we had 6 kids, and I felt like Tim could handle everybody because
Tim's got it.
He totally has everybody, but we are a lot. We are a lot. And when the kids were small and we had 6 in 10 years, like it was a lot. And so I just needed to know that he had it, like that he was not drowning and he could manage everything and that I could just go be selfish for an hour, because truly, if I could go be selfish for an hour, I could be a better mom to those kids. And once that happened, I really felt like I felt like there was a switch in me. I did, because I used to I would run and I would push a stroller and I would do like kickboxing videos like in my family room, but it's just different. It's different when you're doing that and you're fitting yourself in between versus saying
It's more stressful. It's like,
yeah,
oh, when am I going to have time to do this?
Right. And it's not really prioritizing yourself. It's just kind of filling in the gaps. And when I finally said to myself, this is important enough to me to be important, then I felt like I could just be a better mom.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So you started off, we had a 5:45 a.m. class. So I don't think your kids were up. So you were probably snuck back in before many of them were awake. Maybe Tim had to take a cup of the early shift for a few of them. But yeah, so you committed yourself to the 5:45. And then as your kids have gotten older, now you have a little bit more flexibility and you come to some different times. I mean, we started most mornings together for most of our mom life, basically.
Yeah.
Because if you weren't there, I remember one time, I'll never, ever forget this. We were outside only for a long time. And I would move in if there was ice or something that I considered dangerous. But I didn't have an in. There was no energy. So in meant the garage. In meant my garage. And it was icy. It was icy, and it was you, me, and Rebecca. And I was like, you guys are crazy. I would never come out in this. You're like, I can't remember if it was you or Rebecca said it, but it went something like this. I can never give myself an option. It has to just be you live down the street, so it's not like you risk your life or anything, but you were just it's just and I had that mentality too. I'm not going to cancel. People don't have to come, but I'm going to do this. I think there's something to be said for that mentality of this isn't optional. This is what I do, period.
Yes. Yes. It really does. I mean, I truly, it's not really my exit pass for the rest of the day, but it is a little bit it's the thing, when I go to bed, I put my clothes outside the door. I am ready to go. So I sneak out my room, grab my clothes, change, and get my day started. And it's just I can get my mind right. If I do that, I get my mind right, and then I can attack the day.
Feel like our kids benefit from us getting up to get that workout in or whenever we're getting it in more than they would if we felt like we were making a sacrifice to be with them. So I always try to tell moms that story. And I had one of our other neighbors said this to me. She was probably closer to my age now. And she's like, Kelly, I just wish I started this when I was younger. This would have made me a different mom. And that's stuck with me, that because she's not like us, because I don't have many kids as you, but she's similar to me. She has more kids than me, but it really stuck with me. Yeah, that's a really important thing. So I do try to say that to moms. And I think, I don't know, tell me what you think of this, Kathy. I think there's a better culture around that now. I think that it would be less, I almost feel like when we had our babies, I don't know, before I moved here, I never got a babysitter and I never had any family around to help. And it was I did everything. And I did everything. And I was a badge of honor. I totally regret that. But I do feel like maybe moms are a little bit better now, or no? What do you think?
Probably. I think that there's people are trying to figure out balance more so in all aspects of their life. And so because I wouldn't call going all in on anything total balance. Yeah. So I think people are just better about saying I am a priority. And
yeah, no, I think that's really good. What has been your favorite thing about working out with KBC over the past 15 years?
I definitely find that I for sure work out harder when I'm with a group of people. I mean, absolutely.
If I'm by myself, I can't do anything. Seriously, I couldn't even pick up weights I'm totally energized by other people. I totally am. Yes. I'm a wimp on my own.
100%. And I feel like if I had to come up with my own workout each time, I don't know. I'd probably end up dogging it. Like, I just
it would be amazing and it would be super creative and awesome. But anyway,
I feel like I would, you know what I mean? Like, it would just be easy to just be like, that's enough.
Yes. Yes. It's something that you go to that, because so many, I mean, we haven't talked about, I'm actually definitely, I'm going to talk about that next, I think, talk about you as a businesswoman and what you do, because you're incredible. But yes, and in addition to having your large family and finding time to exercise, you also run a very labor intensive business. I think that that's definitely fair to say.
And I also think that some of my favorite people in my life are from KBC. I mean, it's really just like the friendships that I have made, and they're people that I wouldn't necessarily cross paths with otherwise, but they all have like such value in my life in different ways. And it's all, it's something that is really special that I wish other people had, because like I look at my sister and I know she lives in our community, but she doesn't do KBC, and she really doesn't she just doesn't feel like she has a lot of mom friends. And I'm like, oh gosh, I wish you had that. Like, I wish you had that group of women to like hold you up and to like go to when you need advice. And yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget, because you're part of the book, and one of the things that you said in your chapter in the book is that there always seemed like there was somebody 10 years ahead of you and 10 years behind you. And I think the same way. I think of like in 10-year spans. And I mean, you're behind, but you're somewhere in between. But I totally know what you're saying, because it's like you're starting to, your kids are going to college, and it's like, well, you've got this person to talk to. And then I'll never forget when Annalie and Chip had their baby. I watched you go over to her. I think they brought the baby to the lot. And I was like, I know exactly like what's happening right now. Like, Kathy wants to be like, I know what you have right now. I know what's happening in your life, and just be that source of support that I think other women were for you. And I just love seeing that. I do remember, we don't want to scar Charlie, but I also, so Kathy's children, I don't want to screw it up, but she has 7 children, and 2 are boys and the rest are girls. All 5 are girls. So originally it was 6 and 1. She had 6. No, originally it was 5 and 1, 5 girls and 1 boy. And I think she thought she was done. And we were up at Harris Teeter one day, and you stayed after class, and you're like, I've got to tell you something. And you told me, and I was like ecstatic, because I'm like, obviously she wants a lot of kids. This is great news. And you were just like, I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna do it. I don't know. And then Charlie became the biggest blessing in your family and for our whole community. We like had like we love Charlie page. I mean, he was just like, just we would beg Kathy, please post Charlie videos, because we were all losing that baby stage, and we had Charlie to like look back at and just remember how cute he is. And just a note about Kathy's family. They're just all of her girls, at one point or another, at least her older girls, have worked out with me. Colby played lacrosse with my son Cameron. Her husband Tim has coached my boys. He's an amazing coach, an amazing man, an amazing human. Just cares so much about kids. So it's just been great to have our kind of stories intertwine. And it like I said earlier, like whenever I'm feeling like, and the thing I told you about, I think, is like reading everything. Like when I had 4 different schools, and just like reading, and I want to be, I'm not the best, but I don't want to be a slacker mom. I want to know, like, I don't want to miss something. I'm like, I literally can't I'm mixing everything up. I'm like, how does Kathy do it?
I drop balls all the time, especially, I mean, I know, I'm sure like everybody's like this, but whenever you're like pouring yourself into one thing, you feel like you are just falling short in every other category. And so like, if you're pouring yourself into your business, all of a sudden, like you're not making dinners, and you're not like remembering that it's pajama day, and it's just
pajama day. Yeah. Theme day. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about your business. So another thing that Kathy and I have done together, is we were part of like a woman in business organization that we just kind of started on our own. And I love learning more about kind of the behind the scenes of Kathy's business. I want you to tell us how it started, where you are now, and then I'm going to ask you some questions about it. Explain where your business is.
Yeah. Okay. So I am a furniture refinisher. It has definitely been an evolution. There was a time where I like painted accessories for like children's rooms. And then there was a time where I made
Lindsay's
jewelry.
whole room was painted by Kathy Curtin.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then I made jewelry, and then I sewed purses, and I
almost wore a Kathy Curtin
buckles.
belt because I still have them all. I have like 10. She made the coolest belt buckles. By the way, belts are back. Belts are back. They're back in style.
And then at some point, I think Andrea Stemberger was like, "Have you ever heard of Annie Sloan chalk paint?" And I was like, "No, I have no idea what you're talking about." And that started it. Like I bought some and I painted a desk in my house, and then 10 years later, here we are.
Oh, but you do so much more than paint desks, Kathy. You are okay. First of all, you guys have to follow Kathy and see what the kind of work that she does. It's incredible. She's does so much physical sanding and grind. It's amazing. You give me a whole new appreciation for furniture. It's really incredible what you do physically and your talent as far as like bringing pieces back to life.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I definitely have. It's been, in the beginning, it was just painting and whatever. And now it's like altering the furniture and learning to be okay with like a table saw. And I've been trying to like encourage other women to use like power tools because I find it empowering.
Yes.
And because I feel like there was a time in my life where I would wait for Tim to help me to do something. And now I don't do that anymore. I have like the ability to do it myself. And I just got tired of waiting. I got tired of waiting for other people to help me. So
love that, Kathy. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so one of the reasons why I marvel at what Kathy does so much is because I love to see things repurposed and saved. I'm not a huge fan of all these like cheap, you can get that on whatever. I'm like, it's junk. It's crap. It's you touch it and it wobbles and look at the table. We just got it energy. It's not good. It's not furniture. It's not even furniture. So Kathy takes old pieces that are out of style and she brings them into current she makes them beautiful. I have several pieces in my house. One was Andrew's grandmother's that you did. It's in my front entry room. And then I have another piece that you did that's in my dining room. And those are my favorite pieces of furniture because they mean something. They're not just like something I bought, and and even the other day I was like, maybe I should have Kathy redo it. Like as the room color schemes kind of changed. And I was like, no, it actually still goes really well. But it's really incredible. And poor Kathy, when any of us, any boot camper, and I'm sure her friends and family and everybody from all walks of her life see any like good piece of furniture or we think it's good. And Kathy's like, no, I'll pass. Like her whole house. I mean, she's got a lot of collections of stuff. She did. I don't think she wants me to bring this up because it was a total nightmare, but I have my master bedroom. I have a headboard that my dog like pushed himself up against and I got it clean, but it was still dirty. I'm like, it's a perfectly good bed. Kathy, couldn't you paint this? And you're like, I don't know, Kelly, but she did it. And that's another thing I want to say about her. She is confident. You are confident. You see a possibility when you don't know if you can do it. And you say that you're like, Kelly, I really don't know, but I'll give it my best shot. And I just love that. I think there's something, teach women how to use power tools and teach women how to do that. Teach men, teach everybody how to do that. Just believe like I can try, just having that gumption to just try something. I really think that's one of your many superpowers for sure. For sure.
Yes, we do. Us curtains, we have blind confidence.
Yeah, no, it's not blind confidence. It's real confidence. One of the things that you've mentioned before that touches me is your dad, and he sounded like he liked to tinker or he liked to.
Yeah. Okay. He could fix anything.
He could fix anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He one time he bought a Porsche, like a old Porsche for $1. I'm
Nobody
not
wanted
joking.
it.
He's also really cheap. So he bought this thing for $1 and he took it apart piece by piece, labeled everything, cleaned everything, replaced all the parts that didn't work and put it back together. And my mom drove it for like 8 years.
Oh my gosh, Kathy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like he would do anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I know you were doing furniture before he passed, but do you think that you gained a little more confidence?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. He was like the kind of person who would be like, well, okay. So his favorite saying was, if I don't do it, it doesn't get done. And
that's a Kathy Curtin saying.
Like, I think it really is. It's become like my like secret motto. And he was willing to try to fix anything. He never called a handyman. He didn't, whatever. And so I think that I've just kind of like taken that on and just said like, listen, if you could do it, I could do it. Like I might screw it up. But maybe I can fix it after. Who knows? I'm willing to try. So yeah, I think that has been like a big inspiration for me in my furniture and it kind of everything. Like like replaced a chandelier in my dining room. I'd never done it before. I was like, called my sister and I was like, let's watch a YouTube video. Like what would dad have done?
Oh, so then I love that. Whatever. Oh, he's beaming. That is really amazing. Yes, you do have a lot of talent. And you also like with your pieces, you put, you do like the wallpaper, you wallpaper the inside, little details to make things really special. Do you have a favorite piece that you've done? I think I might know.
Well, I do have this one piece it was my dad's. Like so it was just these little green wooden boxes that was like apothecary type, like it like held like little nuts and bolts and like little things. And my dad had it because it was in his dad's shop and it has like a burn mark in it and it's not perfect by any means, but I found them in his garage and my mom was cleaning out the garage and I took those and I like stacked them all on top of each other. I gave them a fresh coat of paint and I put casters on the bottom and it's this like adorable little end table and it sits in our bedroom.
Yeah, that's a favorite for sure for many reasons.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. That's awesome. And so another thing that Kathy and I have in common is I don't know if you like social media. Do you like social media?
I don't mind it, but it is definitely like it's trying sometimes. I mean, there are days where I'm like, I just don't have it in me. I don't.
But you do. But you show up anyway. How? How?
I don't know. I mean, because I feel pressure to do so.
Okay.
Right? But you
put the pressure on yourself because
I do.
Neither of us have a boss, right?
Right.
Our boss, we're the boss of ourselves, but we're both kind of the mindset of like, I have to show up.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely a whole other like aspect to your job that you're like, man, I didn't realize I was going to have to be the social media manager.
It is. I tell people that like, if I guess there's ways around it, but I wouldn't honestly, like, I think you like it. You seem like you like, you're funny on it and you're really like fun to watch. You seem like you enjoy it. I don't think you'd do it for this long if there wasn't some aspect of it that you enjoyed.
I don't know. I don't mind. I enjoy it when I have something to say. You know what I mean? When you have something to say, but when you're like forcing it and you're like, I don't have anything to post today, like that whole thing is just like,
yeah, you don't ever seem like you're forcing it. It always seems like you have something to say. No. And then you start thinking like that. You're like, when you do something, you're like, oh, I got to share this as a tip. Or, oh, I got to, everything is like, oh, I got to do. And then 90% of what I think doesn't end up anywhere, but some of it sticks. So that's fun. But yeah, you do a really good job with it. I think it's an important part of your business. I think we've talked about you educating. I think you've done a really good job of educating people. And I know that in your world, like the furniture restorer or finisher world, that you have a whole community of people as well, which I just think is really cool. That's another thing that I really like about social media is like, obviously you're not competing with someone in Ohio, like if you need help with a piece, you could be like, oh, I saw her do this. I love the way social media has brought the world together in that way. And I think you're a fool if you're not doing it, if you're not like, if it lights you up, like I said, like there's other ways to do it that might not be necessary. But I think in businesses like both of ours, it's educational and it's fun and it it puts good, it's good energy. It's like doing something good. It's not like, so I really enjoy seeing that. I want to talk to you a little bit about Kathy about, obviously 7 pregnancies. I actually can't imagine 7 pregnancies, and none of your kids are twins. You've had 7 pregnancies, and, that's a lot for your body to go through. And you do work out, I want to say every day.
Pretty much. I've been trying to
take a day off.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think you're built different? Like, how do you do that, Kathy? And the physicality of your work.
I do. I do not have an off switch. I don't have an off switch. So like if I start a project, it's very difficult for me to walk away from it until it's done. So I think that's it. Like if you tell me that I have to do something, then I have to do it. So that's the way I am.
Yeah, no, that's something else that I admire about you. And I know, we do something in our community called the Winter Challenge, and Kathy's been part of it. I think you're even a captain one year.
I was, yeah.
We talked you into that. But that's really, okay, Kathy, I know. But that's really how you became so close to so many of the women that you're so close to, is through the Winter Challenge. And here's the thing that I like about the Winter Challenge, especially for somebody like Kathy, who isn't going to take the time to do the things that might help her with her health, is you're on a team and you feel like it's your job. Like you feel like you're letting other people down if you don't do it. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. I mean, the winter contest has been like it's been an accountability thing. It's been a reset for me every year. I mean, honestly, like there was a time where I was like, I would get down on myself for like, I don't want to say recycling the same pounds every year, but like the weight will creep on, right? The weight will creep on, and that's just the way it is. And it's not like I'm saying I'm gaining 15 pounds a year, but like it'll come on a little bit each year. And if I didn't have that reset to bring me back to like where I want to be, then I can only imagine the person that I would be today. So it's just like, and the other thing is that there are times where I'm like, where I'll be on a team and they're like, we're going to work on fiber this week. And I'm like, I freaking hate working on fiber. I don't want to work on fiber at all, but I'm going to work on fiber because you told me to work on fiber. So yeah. So it's showing up for your teammates. It's like doing these extra workouts that you wouldn't necessarily do. I can't say that I'm a Zumba person. Like I don't move like that, but I will show up to a Zumba class because somebody else asked me to do it. And, so it's like taking you out of your comfort zone, and honestly, like you learn some things about yourself in all of it. And yeah, so I love the winter contest for the accountability and the camaraderie and all of those things. Yeah.
Well, you are like one of our, like, I think we've got a bunch of like before and afters out there, and you are a before and after, as far as like, it seemed like, it's hard to say because you did have so many babies. So I think one of the befores we have is maybe after you were kind of in between your babies, but you definitely, like the Kathy Curtin that I know now is just a much more fit, strong. I mean, you have a ton of muscle. I think aging has gotten easier. Easier might not be the right word, but I do believe that the work that you've put in over the past 15 years is going to really serve you into your future decades.
Yes, I believe so. And I also think that I think I wouldn't be able to do my job if I didn't have KBC. I mean, I really wouldn't. There was one day where I was like down on myself, and you watch yourself in a video and you're just like, oh gosh, that's not how I picture myself. Is that really what I look like? And my daughter, Grace, who is 22 years old, was like, okay, Mom, you need to stop, because if you weren't as strong as you are, you would not be able to lift any of that furniture. You would not be you wouldn't be able to do the things that you do. So like, okay, maybe you're not like, I don't know, long and lean, like you do whatever,
Yeah.
starve yourself, or you're doing Pilates every day, whatever it is. You're not this like long and lean person. You are a strong person. So cut it out. Like that's who you are. Live within your parameters and know that you are that way because you work hard to be that. So like it serves you.
That's so good. Grace, you get a gold medal for that, girl.
Thank goodness, right? I guess I'm doing something right.
That's really, really good. And that's, another thing is all of us moms are trying to be examples for our boys and our girls, but they know that you do hard things, no one's going to doubt that you are willing to work hard and do hard things. They're all athletes. Kathy's got, oh gosh, sheesh, thank goodness. Well, so far everybody's played lacrosse in college.
Except for Sophia. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You and Tim obviously has a great love of the game. So you guys have probably like the perfect combination with you and your like work ethic and him and his love of the sport and skill and all that. It's been passed down to your children, which is really cool. I do love that.
Yeah.
Kathy, if you had to give our audience one piece of advice on, let's go to health and fitness, what would it be? What would your advice be?
I think it's find your community, find your thing that doesn't feel like a chore.
Good.
And do it. Right. So if it's group fitness, if it's whatever, if it's like going to the gym, whatever it is, but like find your thing. Hopefully it has people that surround you, like, because I think it's easier to do the things together. Right. And show up for yourself and for those people every day, or at least 4 days a week.
In a way that feels right for you. I think consistency is better than the number doesn't matter. It's what you can keep doing. It's the pace, the cadence that you can keep going at.
Yes. And not feel like you're hating it, forcing yourself to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really, really good. What would you say from a health and fitness perspective is the biggest thing that you've learned from KBC?
Weights, like strength. I mean, that's huge. I definitely kind of in a time where it was like hop on the elliptical machine for an hour and like eke it out. And I did that a lot in college and it was fine. Right. But it was stale and it didn't make me a stronger person. And it also it becomes pretty like so repetitive that it's hard on your body and it's not easy to like keep up. So I think that like, I think weights is just like a huge thing. It allows me to be strong in my daily life. And it also, I think, is allowing me to age well. No, that's really, really good. I think that's a great answer. And I think that's a popular answer right now, which makes me really happy because we've been preaching this for a while, but it's definitely like the mainstream of people knowing that they need to do strength training and, cardio is still important, but you need to do strength training. Okay. If there's something that you could ask me like for advice on, or like just any question, if you could ask me, what would that be? We see each other every day. We see each other a lot. I feel like I know all of your inner thoughts.
You know all my answers. You totally know all my answers. You're a great student, Kathy. You actually listen to what, like, I love the people that like will message me something like they've had this great, Kelly, do you know that fiber, if you really nail your fiber goal, it makes a huge difference with weight when you can lose weight? I'm like, oh, really? That's amazing. Gosh, I'm going to tell everybody.
You should say that in class.
Like I know people do it all the time. Like they just it's like certain people absorb and they like, it's what they want to hear at the moment. Right.
Yeah.
And that we all, I'm like
sense to them.
Like, I don't think I valued sleep as much as I do right now. And now it's like, okay, all those people were right. Like sleep actually is really a key component to your health and your fitness.
Yeah. Is that what you feel like you're prioritizing the most now? Like, that's not the thing that you have to work on?
It's so funny you just said that, Kathy. It's like you're psychic. I got this ring. I got this Ultra Human ring only because Costco had it on coupon. And I am loving it. But I'm like, why do I love this so much? The sleep. And I know your Apple Watch does do that. I kind of stopped. I don't even know if I have an Apple Watch anymore. But I literally was just driving and thinking to myself, I get more excited for a good sleep score than I do for I don't even care about the steps. Like, I don't care. Like, I know it's important, but like, I get way more excited. I don't care about I care about the maps. I still do the MyZone, but like right now, you're absolutely right. That's a kind of where I'm putting just like a huge priority. Well, today it said, I feel like you're just giving me the opportunity to say something that I wanted to say. So I'm going to run with it. But so last night I did yin yoga, and I'm convinced that your sleep is better after yoga. Like I know it. I just know it but literally my ring said to me, I can't find exactly what it said, but literally it said, whatever you did last night, like you found the secret sauce. It was the first time I'd done yin, because the Wednesday before I had something. And I was like, oh my God. Like, it's like amazing. Like when you get the affirmation of something you think and you know, and then you get that affirmation, you're like, okay, like I do love that. So yes, I do think that, and everything goes in layers too, right? Like, I'll use eating as an example. I think for like, I always eaten a lot of vegetables and fruits and vegetables and protein, but like I had several things on my food list that like weren't particularly clean, but I'm like, I like this. I'm eating it anyway. I don't care. I still have those, but I have way less of them, way less of them. Now it's like less than 5, and I'm like, I'm just going to eat this. I don't care. But so it's like you evolve, you slowly evolve. But if you told me 20 years ago that I could never, like, that I would have to get rid of, I would have been like, no. But now it's just like, it happens slowly. Like the sleep, if you try to do everything at once, right? If you tried to like nail the sleep, nail the workouts, nail the nutrition, nail the water, nail the recovery, I never could do all. But now it's like, since I already have those things established, like, okay, yeah, I can add recovery. Yeah, I can work on of course, my life is a lot different now from a sleep perspective than it was for 20 years.
Yeah. But that's okay, right? I mean, that's the point, is that you have to like layer it like that. You can't take it all on at the same time. And so if this is the time in your life that you can prioritize sleep, then awesome. That's what you need to do.
Yes, it's so true. Yeah. Are you able to prioritize sleep?
I do. And that's why I come to like the 7:30 classes sometimes, because I allow myself to sleep into the 6 o'clock hour. And I try to I hit my 7-hour sleep goal, like most nights out of the week.
That's awesome. If you could okay, let's leave everybody with this, Kath. If business owner, mom of 7, exercises every single day, pretty, overachiever in a lot of areas of her life. If she can get 7+ hours of sleep a night, you can get 7+ hours of sleep a night, right? If Kathy, we all do it. I'm not the only one in the community who does it. But if Kathy Curtin can do it, we can do it. We can do it.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Well, it's so fun. Charlie's home, right? I hear the bell. Does that mean Charlie?
That's Shayla and Elsa.
Oh, Shayla's home. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that you got that much time of not having interruption is actually amazing. And I thank you, Kathy, for taking time out of your very busy day. I really wanted to talk to you. And I think this was the perfect conversation. I told her I felt lifted up the minute I saw your face on the screen. So thank you so much for doing this today and being on the podcast. And I will be sure to, guys, follow Kathy. And if you know anybody, so this is very important for her business, to get more people that are interested in what she does, that get their eyes on it. So if you know someone that finishes furniture or like likes to restore old things or whatever, share her handle with them. Tag, do something. The little things that you can do on social media for hardworking business owners like Kathy and myself, yes. They make a huge difference. They really do. We really appreciate
what Casey creates too.
Oh yeah. No, I'll tag it. Say it again, Kath.
What Casey creates.
What Casey creates. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me on, Kelly. This was awesome. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Start Before You're Ready. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share with a friend who might need a little motivation. Ready to start your own journey? Check out our workouts and nutrition coaching programs at kellysbootcamp.net. You can choose from in-person sessions or virtual programs. Set up a complimentary coaching session to get started. Follow along with me and the show on social media at Kelly's_bootcamp. Until next time, this is Kelly Young reminding you that the best time to start is always now.